All right, welcome back. If you notice some seriously big mushrooms popping up across the DMV, no, you're not imagining it. You're not living in a fairy tale. After all that rain, fungi, well, they're having a moment. And as our Jacqueline Quinn found out, they might be fascinating to find, but if you're hungry, experts say not so fast. Hi, Jackie. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, it makes you think of Alice in Wonderland, doesn't it? Especially when you're seeing all these mushrooms pop up. And you know what? I know that a lot of people are curious about this, but that curiosity comes with a warning, like whether something this big, it looks kind of yummy. Like there's the reference right, my phone, could be edible. Certainly there are ones that are not edible, but really that warning is especially for people who use apps on their phones to identify these fungi. After spotting these giant mushrooms around Northwest DC,
They're big honking mushrooms, like big enough to be an umbrella for a human sometimes.
I sent some pictures to April Thompson, a foraging instructor. Some look like outdoor furniture, but this big white mushroom,
That particular mushroom is not lethal, but if you happen to eat it, you're not going to have a good time.
that's the false parasol, also known as the sickener, and there's a reason experts are taking this seriously. The CDC recently reported 39 mushroom poisoning cases in Northern California. 4 people died and 3 had to have liver transplants.
Well, we have a rule that is be 100% sure 100% of the time.
That can take time. Mushrooms can look a lot alike, and a new study found even the best AI identification tool was wrong nearly 15% of the time.
Yeah, that is extremely dangerous to rely exclusively on AI.
While you have to be careful, Saranella Linares, program chair for the Mycological Association of Washington, D.C., says part of the fun is getting up close with fungi.
Touching is okay, smelling is okay.
The poisoning risk comes from eating them.
But at the same time, I really want people to, also not be afraid. Everyone kind of learns these things one mushroom at a time.
So if you spot one, get curious, look at the top, then look underneath, notice what it's growing on. Take photos from multiple angles.
You should be as sure as the identification of a mushroom as a banana.
You know what? They said that this could be like an umbrella, and they're not kidding. Look how big this is in proportion to my head now. September is actually Mushroom Month, by the way, and Saranella works at the Nature Center in Maryland, where you can go and learn more about nature and foraging. And there are also groups that you can join, Nature Forward, that's also in Maryland, so that you can learn to get to know an expert before you try to identify one of these things and eat it, and then it turns out not good for you. I'll send it back to you, Terry.
Yeah, Jackie, you said umbrella, but it looks like it could be a pretty cute hat too. But in all seriousness, okay, you really probably shouldn't eat something you don't know what it is, right? So if I do see one of these mushrooms in my own yard, should I toss it or leave it alone, especially if I have pets that I'm concerned about?
Yeah, the advice from experts is, it's part of nature. You should leave it alone. And they were also talking about don't rely exclusively on an app, right? So that means if you're concerned, reach out to an expert. Don't just use that app and assume that it's not poisonous, because yes, pets, dogs, things like that can possibly get into one of these things, and it could also turn out not good for them. Again, not good for people. Double check, triple check if you're going to try to forage and eat a mushroom that's growing on the lawn.
Yeah, good advice there. Jackie, I would tell you a mushroom joke, but I don't want to spore you. All right, Jackie, thank you so much. I apologize. I'm sorry. I just had to. All right, thank you so much for joining us.
This